folks! In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to freeze broccoli so that you can preserve it for winter eating, preserve the harvest while it's in season. I'm just going to walk you through the process step by step today in this video tutorial, so let's dive in. The very first thing you want to do when you're blanching any type of produce is put a large pot of water on to boil. Now this pot has a colander insert. This is ideal for blanching produce because here's how the process works. We're going to chop up our broccoli. Once the pot of water is boiling, which it takes a little while to get it up there, once it's boiling, we're going to put the broccoli in there, blanch it for the required length of time, then we're going to plunge it into an ice cold water bath. And basically what this quick fast cooking process does is it just puts a halt to the enzymes that go into action in your food as it sits in the freezer. So it just prolongs the length of time that your broccoli is going to be good for in the freezer. All right, so let's dive into this process and actually get to work doing the things we're talking about. Now, some of your heads of broccoli, I just want to show you quickly here. Some of them, if you leave them for too long, they get really leggy and separate. You can still use those, but ideally you'd have a tighter broccoli head like this one. Broccoli heads, I was late in harvesting them. Instead of being tight clusters, they were really loose. We had some long feathery ones from where I'd already harvested broccoli heads. They kind of put out these little leafy shoots, and that's okay. This will all work. Now I'm just going to access my handy dandy cheat sheet where I have all the blanching times for all the different veggies outlined, and broccoli 1 to 3 minutes. If you have really thick stems in there, you can blanch for 3 minutes, but this stuff is pretty small, so smaller stuff says 1 to 2 minutes. If you want this cheat sheet for your blanching times, you can go to atraditionallife.com/freeze food, and I have a whole ebook there, complete with charts and directions for freezing all your fruits, veggies, herbs, greens, all that stuff. So if you want that, you can go there. All right, let's get this in the boiling water. Make sure we're up to a rolling boil, and then we're just going to dump all this right in. I filled the sink with cold water. Usually I'll have a Tupperware container that I'll freeze a big block of ice in, and that's great for cooling things down once you have blanched your produce. But look over here, we're boiling away, folks. So it's time to set my timer for 2 minutes, and we're gonna wait till it goes, and then we're gonna pull this out and plunge it into the water. here, we actually want to let a lot of that hot water trickle out so that we don't put it in with our cold water and heat it all up. But that's pretty good. We're just going to let this cool down. You can see here the pieces looked cooked a bit, but they're not like soft all throughout, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. And because these broccoli florets are so tiny, they're actually ready to be drained and to go right into freezer bags. I also have to say, whenever you are freezing food, make sure you're using actual freezer bags. The little thin plastic sandwich bags are not going to preserve your food as well in the freezer. So I like a good heavy little freezer bag, and let's do some bagging. Yes, I use a straw when I'm packing my vegetables because it gives you a vacuum seal effect. So here's how I do it. Take the bag and do it up almost all the way, but leave enough room for your straw. You're gonna put your straw in, close it tightly around, and then just suck on the end. Quickly pull it out and you've got a nice little vacuum sealed package. So that's how you go about blanching broccoli to put it in the freezer. Now, there are a few things you need to know about prepping your produce, about how to thaw it, how to use it. I have a whole ebook on freezing the harvest. It includes your processing times, how long different veggies are good for in the freezer, and it also goes through how to prepare and how to use the different veggies once they've been frozen. So if you want that, again, you can go to traditionallife.com/freeze food, and you can get the whole free ebook there. All right, folks, I gotta go get these in the freezer. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and I will see you next time.